Thank you. There are two sides to that as well. This is a very successful association Maritime New Zealand has had with Massey University over a large number of years, developing this capacity and capability for oiled wildlife. The second point I'd like to stress is oils always have a large emotional impact on people, and particularly in terms of oiled wildlife. And at the moment there's quite an emotional impact on seeing mass mortality in large numbers of birds coming up dead. The next slide shows the rubber hitting the road. This is the cleanup. Some of the styles of cleanup resort into hands and knees stuff and rolling the oil up if it's of that sort of quality, and this is what's happening in this slide here. Again, a close-up of this slide, and the oil's generally being corralled into small piles which are then shoveled into sacks and taken off the beach. This is to minimise the amount of sand and unaffected waste and maximise the amount of oil that's being collected off the beach. One of the key issues with oil spill response is the amount of waste and the sort of amount, almost at 10 times the amount of oil and waste going off the beach. So this is a very good way and a very good demonstration of just minimising the amount of natural sand going off the beach. As you can see there, I think this lady is actually from 90 Mile Beach, so she's travelled down from 90 Mile Beach yesterday and was part of the clean-up crew that assisted in a huge way yesterday on the beach. You can see some parts of the beach are now becoming a lot cleaner, and this is a result of the efforts that have gone on over the last 3 days. And you can see the waste container in the background collecting the waste off the beach. Again, a demonstration of the way the beach is being swept from right to left, and the cleanliness on one side versus the oil on the other side, and starting to get into smaller quantities of oil now. One of the clean-up crews, New Zealand Defence Force crews, and this effort, as I said earlier on, is very heavily underpinned by the New Zealand Defence Force, and that's adding a lot of resilience to the way the response is being conducted out on the beach at the moment. And some of the crews at work wearing the appropriate PPE and appropriate safety clothing. Again, we're back down on hands and knees, just minimising that waste that's coming off the beach. These are the trajectory maps. Now the lighter yellow, if you can distinguish the lighter yellow from the darker yellow, indicates the sheen that's seen on the water, and sheen is a product that generally dissipates naturally and disperses naturally into the environment. It's very hard to collect and treat. The darker yellow indication is the heavier, more persistent oil that we saw coming ashore around the Wednesday, Thursday. And again, we're moving on into the oil spill model being affected by the wind, mainly the westerlies, and that's tending to pull the oil from left to right and perhaps more towards the East Cape. The way we're mitigating this is setting up stations in advance of where the leading edge of the oil is, and these stations are designed to minimise the impact of the oil and get people in the right place at the right time before the oil actually impacts the coastline. And again, that's the model we're running on today, and as you can see, the oil is remaining a little bit seaward in terms of what we're predicting over the next few days. Now, a lot of this oil is also going to be naturally dispersed, and the higher the energy, the higher the wind in the environment, the more natural dispersion will actually occur. And that's what we're really after here. So our best hope is that this sort of oil will disperse and we will minimise the impacts coming ashore in terms of natural dispersion. But what we're actually planning for and conducting planning operations for is to get out at the leading edge of the oil and have people there almost waiting for this oil to come ashore. At the moment, a lot of the oil is coming ashore where it landed over the last few days at Papamoa, and we're not seeing the quantities of oil that we saw over the last 2 days strand on Papamoa. The oil shoreline, as you can see there, we run pretty heavy surveillance overflights to give us a true indication of the areas that we prioritise and treat for their sensitivities, and this overflight information is displayed here. So our oil spill response kicks off very early in the morning with the backroom boys, but in the instant command centre, assimilating a picture and then sending the operations teams out there to go and clean up the oil off the shoreline. Thank you.